Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're in Fusion 360 and we're going to be talking about how to properly set up sketches. This is something that is actually pretty hard to do because each sketch is so different from the next. And I've wanted to talk about different features on how to restrain your sketches, but doing it individually is, again, pretty hard because they're all very circumstantial. So I actually purchased a book that has 200 different samples to work from. And I figured, well, just do a couple of them. I'll do one here. I'll do a couple episodes in the future. Really love to hear in the comments if you guys like this kind of format, and I'll definitely do more of these in the future. So today we're going to be starting off simple, and we're actually going to be starting with this guy. So in this left corner right here, you can see that I have this draft file. Let's just start off from the very, very basics, which is finding your origin. You always want to be sketching around your origin, and you want it to be based off of one of the main features. In this sketch, you can see the green circle, and most of the major measurements are being pulled from that point. So we're going to go into sketch, and I'm going to click front face. That's just my preference, and we're going to just go with the circle. One thing I like in Fusion is as you're measuring and sketching things out, you can add your dimensions, and it will count that dimension as a defining dimension. So in this case, let's just put in that 20 inches. And it's thinking, there we go. And I'm pretty sure all these are actually in centimeters, but it's all scaled, so it doesn't really matter. We'll 40. And again, you could also, if you wanted to, just click and then use your sketch dimensions as well. In some ways, I think that is quicker. In some ways, I don't. It's really up to you, just more of just a preference sort of thing. All right, so let's move these dimensions out of the way so we can actually see them and don't get too confusing. All right, so then we're just going to add a circle about right here, and we're not going to worry about where exactly it is. And this one's 15. And then last, we're going to add a slot. And I'm just going to hover over here and get a reference. And we know that this is 12. All right. Next is we have everything put in place. Let's get the main measurements in referencing to that origin. And so we know from here to here, we actually have a distance of 40. And we have a distance from here to here is a distance of 85. And we also need to put in the reference from here to here, which is 50. And then the last one is this length right here, which is 40. Okay, I think that's all the major. Oh, missing one more. This is also 40. Actually, I'm going to do it a different way. I could put this measurement in right here, but what I could also do is I can put a construction line from here to here, and I can make this construction line horizontal vertical. So you click on that, and there we go. All of these parts of the sketches have been defined compared to the origin, in reference to the origin. Now this is really, really important. And what we're going to do from here is now create that external shape that goes around the cyan color, I guess is the right word for it. So we're going to do an offset of this circle. And we see that the radius is going to be 30, or sorry, the diameter is 30. And so our inner one's 15. We'll turn off the construction. And so that's going to be a 7.5 offset, because that's half on each side. Now, next we want to do is we can do one of two things. We can do an offset here, or let's just make another slot. I think that would be easier. Nice thing is we're sharing these points right here, and we want it to be 30. So everything at this point is completely defined, which is nice. And we're going to add a line from here to here, and from just this circle to this circle, and a 3-point arc. As you can see, I'm not really paying attention to where some of these are going. This is not defined, and this is not defined. And so we're going to use the tangent feature. Just click on that, and we'll click on these. And that's already been defined. And we're going to do the exact same thing with the arc in the circle, and the arc in the line. And there you go. Last thing is to figure out what the radius is for that arc. So sketch dimensions. And we know that this guy is 50. Now a little bit confusing is once your lines do turn all black, this kind of looks like it's and extending that line. So I'm just going to move right there just to kind of make it look a little better. All right, so everything is fully defined. At this point, you have two options. One, you can clean it up and get rid of the lines you don't need, because as you can see, there's features here that we really just don't need. Or you can keep them. This is another just great thing. Really a preference. I don't like keeping them. I like cleaning them and getting rid of everything. But just for an example, we're just going to extrude everything as if we want to keep them. And so we see that it goes to 15. And then we're going to extrude one more time, bring back that sketch, go -20. And there you go. We have made that piece from that sketch. Now, let's go back though and actually clean up that sketch, because I honestly, I can't stand doing this most of the time. So just use the trim tool up here, and we're going to just click, or you can even click and drag to get rid of any of these lines you don't need. And there you go. So it's nice and clean. Unfortunately, you can see we've lost some of our restraint. So we're going to add some dimensions in some key places. Corner, that helps define that line. We're actually going to, I'm going to get out of this sketch and then get back in because the dimensions are not showing. There we go. You can see also there's no defined size there. Even though it says it's restrained, we're going to add a dimension. Oh, didn't like that. All right. So what are we missing? Maybe from here to here? And there's the fun part. I had it restrained just a second ago. All right, so that's restrained. Now these are collinear, so we're actually just going to make these exactly the same. And there we go. And it is defined. So we can finish the sketch there and extrude to 15. And we'll extrude here again to 20. And there you go. We have that shape. So that was just a really, really quick run through. Obviously, there's lots of different ways you could sketch this up, but this is just one method of doing so. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, I'd love to hear them down below. If this is a format you actually really like, I would love to hear if this is something you'd like to see more of, because I have lots of possibilities and options to be able to make more videos like these. But that is everything I have for you today. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Keep modeling.